So, finally back at it on the 67 Continental project. And today's project, unfortunately, is not the center console. So, center console comes up here and then interacts with the parcel shelf. It'll all be burl walnut. But I realized when I wanted to get started on this that it interacts with the wheel tub cover here. And I kind of have to finish that first. So I'm going to be replicating that over here. Now, first steps to building this is to lay down this yoga mat material down here, and that provides the simulated thickness of the insulation and Dynamat that goes here, and then serves double duty as support for the plastic while I'm busy laying it up. Yeah, there's just, I'm basically I'm doing my version of a plastic globe because I have to make this curved part, and turning a lot of plastic into a lot of plastic shavings. And over here, to form it, I've turned a lot of wood into wood shavings. I've made this buck, and that allows me to use the heat gun here and then soften up the plastic and then kind of stretch it over this to get my nice curves that conform to the wheel arch. Ever wonder at the umpteen thousand hours required to build a show car? Well, this gives you some idea, and all of this is for a silly wheel arch cover that's not even really seen that much. So now that I've got the basic shape of this laid out and kind of all glued together, I have to start making the mounts for it, which is pretty slow going. It's like a piece like this gets mounted in here. Actually, I'm going to heat this up very hot and then smush it in place, and then it'll take the shape of this slightly less than uniform place here. Then I can build it up 2 or 3 more layers and start trimming this to glue it in. It's just a lot of try and fit, trim and fit, try and fit, trim and fit, and trim and fit ad nauseum. So we're probably going to switch back to turbo speed because you don't need to see the misery of hours of trying to fit. Here I'm using the Fabricator's Friend, a riv nut gun, which is a wonderful non-welding tool used to create a threaded attachment point. This is excellent for all the various fasteners needed to hold the seatbelt cover in place, and is much easier than the old school method of very carefully welding a nut on. Nothing beats MIG welding for tacking things in place. A couple quick zots and your mounting points are affixed. The bottom mounts for the wheel arch cover required standoff posts that hover the cover, that's ever so clever, to allow for sound deadening underneath. I need a top piece for the post, so the easiest way to get one is to use a hole saw and the drill press to get a nice round chunk of stainless to weld onto my tubing. Now once the welds are all done, it'll be back to the machine shop to turn the post on the lathe and thread the central hole for the fastener. And just like that, after 3 separate operations and over an hour of work, we have one completely unseen but completely necessary part, giving some idea of this silly amount of time for stuff that isn't even noticed. So we've got the mounts tacked in for the plastic shroud that goes on here, but if you can see here, once the shroud's on there, it's really hard to tell where exactly they are for the purpose of drilling a hole in here. So what I do is take a piece of the same threaded, the bolt that's there, grind it to a point in a drill or something, and you just put it in here by hand. Then that allows you to take this, put it in place, and then just push on that. And it gives you a reference mark for where to drill. Now that the seat's temporarily in place and the foam has been fitted to the wheel arch here, we can address the other problem. Here are these lovely 3-inch Focal tweeters, which I had proposed some months ago would be located right here, because then it's covered by the seat belt when the seat belt's down, which is what my friend wants. And yeah, I completely just forgotten about that. Mine was on boat stuff apparently, and I kind of forgotten what was going on with the car. So yeah, I'm gonna build a little box that in PVC that attaches to the wheel arch cover and provides a home for these cute little speakers back here. Should direct the high end or the high frequency noise towards the driver primarily, so you get kind of an immersive sound experience. I think it's a pretty good location for them. So yeah, let's do that. So here is the speaker box that I was talking about, and various trims in place, including the parcel shelf. I just have to repeat that on the other side, and then I can move on to the next stage. All that remains is for me to clean up this mess and say thanks very much for watching. Drop us a like if you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next one.